How's it going, everyone? Thanks for being here. This week I'm going to take a look at options for backing up your digital raw photography in the cloud. What's up, everyone? My name is Todd Dominey. I make videos here on YouTube about landscape photography. I do product reviews, and I also make photo processing tutorials as well. If all of those topics are something of interest to you, I would recommend subscribing to this channel. So I'd like to start by sharing with you how I am currently storing and backing up all of my digital raw photography locally, and then how I am backing up that data in the cloud. Now, you may notice this rather large black box sitting here on the table next to me. This is a Drobo 5DT. Inside of the Drobo, inside of this enclosure are, five bays for internal hard drives. You can buy any brand of hard drive, any size drive that you need. For example, you could, if you were just buying one of these, you could just buy a 1 terabyte drive. And then over time, as your storage needs increase, you just add more hard drives to it. You can use hard drives from different brands, different sizes of drive. You'll notice that all of my drives here are filled up, or all my bays here have hard drives in them. Now, that doesn't mean if I were to run out of space, I would have to go out and buy a new Drobo. What I would do instead is I would pop out one of these 1 terabyte drives, and then I would buy something larger, like a 2 terabyte or a 3 terabyte hard drive, and then put that new hard drive in here. The reason that works, and the reason why you don't lose data by taking a hard drive out, is because when this device is mounted on your desktop, it appears as a single hard drive. You don't see 5 different hard drives on your desktop, it's just one. So if one hard drive were to fail, or if you were to replace one like I was just talking about, you would not lose any data because of how the Drobo is managing and distributing that data. Now, as much as I like using the Drobo, there is one inherent weakness in relying upon a local storage device like this for all of your backups. And that is the fact that all it would take for you to lose all of your photography, for me it would be almost 10 years worth, would be for someone to just walk in the room and just pick this up and walk away with it. So to avoid that, it's a good idea to be backing up all of your raw photography in the cloud. And for me, the service that I've been using for the past few years is one called Backblaze. Backblaze is software that you install on your desktop or your laptop. It runs in the background and it automatically uploads all of your local data to the cloud for safekeeping. Backblaze can work with an internal drive. It can also work with external USB hard drives like these. And it can also work even with a large external storage device like this Drobo here. But what's best for one person may not be right for everyone. Personally, I love having the option of storing and backing up data locally in addition to backing it up to the cloud through Backblaze. But there are other products and services out there. Let's begin with Adobe Creative Cloud. Adobe's backup service is built into Lightroom, not Lightroom Classic, but the newer cross-device, cloud-based version of Lightroom. Through their photography plan, Adobe charges $10 a month for Lightroom, which includes 1 terabyte of cloud storage, or $20 a month if you want Photoshop and/or Lightroom Classic, in addition to Lightroom. Now, with Adobe Creative Cloud, on the upside is its convenience. There's nothing extra to sign up for. Photos are automatically backed up by Lightroom. Also, fluidity. This is one of the big selling points. You can access your raw photos from anywhere, from any device, and your edits are automatically synced across the board. Also, the desktop version of Lightroom, if you didn't know, can automatically back up your original raw files to a local hard drive in case you'd like to have a local backup of your original files in addition to what's being managed in the cloud. Now, the downside to Adobe Creative Cloud is storage upgrade cost. Once you have more than 1 terabyte of photos in your Lightroom catalog, which is somewhere around 20,000 raw files, you will then have to pay Adobe an additional $10 per terabyte per month. So for someone like me who has nearly 5 terabytes of photos, that means my monthly bill to Adobe would be somewhere around $60 or $70 a month once you factor in the cost of the software itself. Another downside to Adobe Creative Cloud is the fact that only Lightroom data is backed up. So if you have other files to back up, like audio or video files or anything not managed by Lightroom, you will have to pay for another backup service in addition to Adobe Creative Cloud. Next up, Amazon Photos. On the upside, Amazon Photos is free for Prime members. So if you already have a Prime membership, their photography backup service costs you nothing. With that Prime membership, you get unlimited photo backups, not just JPEGs, but high-resolution RAW files. I actually put their claim to the test to see what would happen, and I uploaded nearly 5 terabytes of RAW photos to Amazon. It took nearly 3 weeks to complete, and it did technically finish, but there was a downside to it, which I'll mention in a minute. Also on the upside, Amazon Photos is available for both desktop and mobile. The mobile app automatically backs up photos and videos from your mobile devices as well. So anything that you capture using your phone is backed up to the same place as the raw photos that you may be managing locally. Amazon Photos is also fully automated. It works in the background while you're doing other things on your desktop or your laptop. It also works with external hard drives like these or this Drobo here, and it automatically detects when they're plugged in and syncs files for you. Amazon Photos also preserves your local file structure. And finally, and this is a pretty big selling point, backup files are kept forever. Deleting a file locally does not delete the corresponding backup file. In order to delete the backup file, you have to delete it through Amazon Photos. So if you were to accidentally delete something locally, you wouldn't have to worry about it also being deleted from Amazon servers. On the downside, and this unfortunately is a bit of a deal breaker for me, Amazon Photos only supports photos and videos, which means that your Lightroom catalog, your Capture One catalog, they won't be backed up, or any other files for that matter. So you could lose all of your edits to your raw images. This means, again, that you would be in a position of needing another backup service in addition to Amazon Photos. Also, video storage is very small. They only provide 5 gigabytes of space. To upload more videos, you have to pay Amazon $5 per terabyte per month, which isn't terrible, but if you are uploading a lot of video, then that cost is going to add up over time. Also, the Amazon Photos app on my iMac was a bit of a resource hog. Perhaps it was because I was uploading so much data from my Drobo here, but I had to force quit and restart the Amazon Photos app multiple times in order for it to complete its backup. Additionally, it's not a very efficient app. For adding a new file to a hard drive like this being monitored by Amazon Photos causes the app to rescan the entire drive and attempt to re-upload all of the unsupported files which failed the last time it tried to sync. Next, let's take another look at Backblaze. Again, Backblaze is what I use to back up all of my data, and I think once you look at the pros and cons, I think you'll see why. On the upside, Backblaze is cheap. It only costs $6 a month, and that gives you unlimited backups. You can upload all the data you want to a personal backup plan. Also, all file types are supported, so you can back up your digital RAW files, your JPEGs, your videos, your audio files, your Lightroom catalog, which is especially important. Basically, everything that you have, you can upload it to Backblaze. Backblaze also preserves your local file structure if you are organizing files a particular way. It works with external hard drives, USB drives like this. It also works with this Drobo here. It is fully automated. It runs in the background while you're doing other things. And unlike Amazon Photos, it is resource friendly. I have never had a problem with Backblaze crashing or consuming too much memory on my iMac, and I've been using it every day for years. And then finally, backups through Backblaze can be mailed to you for a price, and if you really need it, if you lose everything locally and it would take too long to download, Backblaze can put all of your data on a hard drive and ship it to you. Now, there is one downside to Backblaze. There is a 30-day retention of locally deleted files. So if I were to delete a RAW file from this Drobo here accidentally, I would then have 30 days in order to get the file back. After 30 days, the file would be gone forever. You can, however, thankfully, through Backblaze, pay an additional $1 or $2 per month to keep files longer, up to a year, or Backblaze can also store that data forever for an additional cost. Next, let's take a look at another service that is very similar to Backblaze, and that is Carbonite. On the upside, Carbonite is also affordable. Their Carbonite Plus plan costs only $10 per month. And that $10 a month gives you unlimited backups. You can back up as much data as you want. All file types are supported, so you can be uploading PSD, RAW files, video files, whatever you have. Carbonite also works with external drives. It also is fully automated. It runs in the background while you're doing other things. And they can also mail backup hard drives to you should you lose all of your data. On the downside, Carbonite keeps your files for 30 days before they are deleted. Now, this is the exact same as Backblaze, but there's a key difference. As far as I could tell, Carbonite does not sell upgrades to keep files longer. I could be wrong, but I couldn't find any information on this. You basically have 30 days to discover the fact that you accidentally deleted something before it is deleted forever from your backup. Also on the downside, Carbonite is a little more expensive than Backblaze, but without any additional features that I could find to justify their higher price. Okay, next let's take a look at Dropbox. Chances are you're probably already using Dropbox because of their free service plan. But if you've never thought about using it this way, you can also use Dropbox as a cloud backup service for your photography as well. On the upside with Dropbox, you can access it from anywhere. You can access your Dropbox data from your desktop, your laptop, your phone, your tablet, whatever it is that you have. If you can run Dropbox on it, you have access to your data from everywhere. Also with Dropbox is you have a single source for everything. Your local drive is the exact same thing as your backup drive in the cloud. With Dropbox, it is fully automated, it runs in the background, it syncs across everything that you have. Your file structure is maintained, and all file types are supported. You can store pretty much whatever you want. On the downside with Dropbox is cost. With Dropbox, 3 terabytes of storage will cost you $16.58 per month, which is an oddly specific number, by the way. After 3 terabytes, however, you can then pay for a business account, which will cost you $38 per month for 5 terabytes or $60 per month for unlimited storage. Also on the downside, Dropbox is designed for internal drives, not external ones like these or this Drobo here. So you will need to have a large internal drive to store all your data. Technically, it is possible to move your Dropbox folder to an external drive, but doing so is not recommended or supported by Dropbox. Also with Dropbox, they offer a 30-day retention of locally deleted files. Business plans extend this to 180 days, but again, you have a limited window of time to discover a missing local file before it's gone forever. Okay, so there was a lot of information in this video. I'm really curious to hear from other people out there watching this video if you are currently using a different backup service. If you have a particular approach that you like to use to back up your raw photography, by all means, please leave a comment below. Would love to hear from you and would love to hear how you are tackling this problem and what solution you think is best. If you learned something today, by all means, please remember to give this video a thumbs up. And if you would like to keep in touch in the future and be notified of future videos from me when they come out, be sure to click or tap the subscribe button below as well. That's it for me. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next time.